is Tina Payne, your Scrubs business coach. I am the nurse helping other nurses launch, grow, and scale their mobile, online, or brick and mortar scrub stores so that they can build a life of legacy and wealth and eventually leave the bedside. So thank you so much for watching and joining today. So today's topic, we're going to cover one of the most requested topics that I've had in the last few years. I get questions about this at least weekly, okay? So one of the main questions that people ask me in this business is how to find reliable vendors. Okay, y'all, now listen up. Vendors. That is important to the business, but that does not encompass the entire business. I just want you to know that. That is one piece of launching and growing your scrubs business, okay? Just so you guys are clear on that. Now, let me talk a little bit about vendors. So I like to kind of start off by defining what a vendor is, okay? Because a lot of times what you guys think are vendors or what you guys perceive to be vendors are not the same as what I perceive to be vendors, okay? What I mean by that, although vendors are who you get your merchandise from, there are different types of vendors. So there are manufacturers, there are distributors, there are also wholesalers, okay? So people tend to use the word vendor very broad and not necessarily defining what those terms, the other terms mean, right? So for me, what I teach in my Scrub Shop Academy and what I teach to my clients is purchasing your merchandise or inventory directly from manufacturers, okay? So what that means is I personally use US-based manufacturers. Why do I do that? Because mainly the products have already been proven, okay? So I'm gonna give you an example. I'm wearing Koi right now. Koi is a national US-based brand, okay? And people who wear Koi, they love Koi, right? They're on Google searching for Koi. They are on Instagram looking for pictures for Koi. So this brand is already established. It's already proven to be a, brand that people like, okay? So I tend to want to purchase items that people are already searching for, that people are already in love with, right? So I choose to teach how to get accounts and work directly with manufacturers. So when people come to me and say, what vendors are you using or where can I find vendors? I immediately go to the manufacturer thought because that's what I do, right? So when you're sourcing inventory for scrubs, one of the first things you definitely want to do is do some surveys and do some polls of what people want, okay? I need you guys to understand, you can't sell things to people without finding out what they want, okay? You don't want to go invest and buy all of this inventory and you have no one to sell it to or no one who is asking you for those products. That is a major key. Somebody who's watching this video is going to get that one day, okay? You have to have buyers first. You have to know what people want. You have to know what styles, what colors, what fabrics, right? And how do you find that information out? Your research, which is the very first step in starting this business. You have to research, okay? So when you find out what people want or what they need, because a lot of times people are buying these products because they have to wear them to work, right? Not everyone can wear this pink to their job. So I'm not gonna buy a whole bunch of this pink knowing that people need navy or people need black, right? So you have to find out what people in your area and people who are following you actually want and need, okay? So what I teach is doing that first, finding out what they need so that you can then provide exactly what they're asking you for, okay? The next part of working directly with our manufacturers in the US is that you have to understand what other stores are already carrying this brand or what brands you want to carry, okay? Now this is something that a lot of people don't know, so listen closely, right? If you want to carry any brands that are US based, like Koi, Megatour, Jockey, etc., you have to research your area. You have to find out what other stores already have those accounts. Because guess what? If your store or your online store, your mobile store, whatever type of business model you have, if you are too close in proximity or too close in distance to the other store that's carrying the brand that you want, 9 times out of 10, you are going to get denied by that company, okay? So it's very crucial for you to already know this information before you reach out to the manufacturers. This is why being a diligent business owner is very important in doing that research ahead of time. It takes no time to Google scrubs near me and look at the first 10 stores that are near you and then doing that research to find out what brands they're already carrying. It's going to save you a lot of heartache if you do this ahead of time before reaching out, okay? So that is primarily what I do. I work with the manufacturers of companies that are sourcing and providing the uniforms that you guys typically are already wearing, okay? Now, for those of you who are saying, okay, Tina, I want to do my own line. I don't want to have to deal with the manufacturers in the US. I'd rather have my own line with my name on it. Can I do that? You absolutely can do that. So a lot of people will go on different websites for overseas, Alibaba, and they will buy a generic brand and then put their logo on it and say, hey guys, here's my brand, right? So you can do that if you choose. There's a lot that goes into that. There is a lot that goes into that. 1, you don't know how soon you can get those products. 2, you don't know how reliable they are. 3, you don't know if they wash well, if they shrink, if the color fades. So this is all testing that you're gonna need to do ahead of time. 4, what is this? Who's to say that you buy that same brand on Alibaba and then I buy that brand on Alibaba? We both have our name on this same brand. How are we going to distinguish ourselves in the marketplace, right? So that's something you want to keep in mind. To me, that is just white labeling a brand. That is not creating or designing your own brand. If you want to design and create and have something very unique in this market, then you're going to need someone to design the pattern. You're going to need a seamstress. You're going to need samples. You're going to need a lot more money to put into that product, right? So I just want to make sure that I'm being very clear on how to distinguish, which types of, business model that you're interested in, whether that's buying current and established brands like what I'm wearing, or designing your own from scratch, or white labeling a product that is already designed and created for you. So I hope and I pray that this video was helpful. If you are someone who is just getting started in this industry and you're still curious, please make sure you click the link below to join my free Facebook group. I have a lot of great trainings within that group and also a checklist that you can access, okay? Also, if you want a list of the vendors that I use and that my students use, I have that link below too. That is a vendor list, but it's actually manufacturers, okay, that are US based. They are not overseas, okay? That is not what it is. These are the manufacturers that are located in the US. With that being said, before I wrap up, make sure if you do download that guide and purchase that, I still would not contact them until you have done everything that you needed to do with that research that I mentioned earlier. And it would be highly beneficial if you join one of my classes, just so that you are putting your best foot forward and you're not making any mistakes as you are getting started in this business, okay? So I wish you guys well. Stay tuned for my next video. Have a wonderful, wonderful day and be prosperous as you go on into the world. Thank you guys for watching.